The Toledo Institute for Development and the Environment was established in 1977 as the first non-government organization in Toledo. Working closely with the communities of Monkey River, Punta Negra, and Punta Gorda, TIDE used biological data to support the need for protection of marine resources.
TIDE is a conservation organization based here in southern Belize, and we are engaged in resource management, community outreach, education and outreach, community development, research, and our work really is from ridge to reef because we manage two protected areas that are terrestrial and one that's marine. So in the terrestrial areas, we have the Paynes Creek National Park that we co-manage with the Forest Department, and we also have over 20,000 acres of private protected lands that we manage for the people and government of Belize, along with those two terrestrial areas that are adjacent to the Port Honduras Marine Reserve. We manage that marine reserve, we co-manage that marine reserve with the Fisheries Department.
In 2000, the Port Honduras Marine Reserve was created after lobbying government to enact legal reserve status. This protected area is important in maintaining the viability of local populations of the West Indian manatee. It also plays a key role as a fish nursery area and is part of the national requirements for biodiversity protection. TIDE's responsibility is to ensure that the area remains protected.
Our main role is to be on the ground doing the surveillance and patrols either of the marine reserve or of the terrestrial areas. And yes, we have a co-management agreement, and we get, I would say, support in terms of training for our capacity building for our park rangers, whether it's from the marine reserve or the terrestrial area. And really we do most of the work on the ground. So we benefit more from trainings from the co-manager.
In 2004, TIDE signed a co-management agreement with the Forest Department for Paynes Creek National Park. It spans 30,000 acres of land that has been set aside to protect a variety of wetland habitats as well as the unique features of an extensive sequence of storm-built coastal ridges. Mario Muschamp is TIDE's terrestrial manager.
Our mission is to engage stakeholders in the sustainable management and use of the natural resources of the Maya Mountain Marine Corridor for the benefit of all here in southern Belize. So, and our vision is to ensure that the Toledo's healthy ecosystem supports biodiversity, communities, and sustainable development. So that's what TIDE is all about. So it's conservation, but also looking at the sustainable development. So the wise use, I would say, of the natural resources here in southern Belize.
TIDE has introduced a number of innovative programs aimed at developing stakeholder participation in environmental stewardship. This includes the TIDE Freshwater Cup to promote environmental awareness through sports, as well as a youth conservation competition.
Our education and outreach program stems from starting with schools. So a lot of what we do is working closely with the schools. We have what we call a conservation athletes program, and most people know it as a freshwater cup, whereby we work closely with community schools who does an environmental project, and then they can play football and win a prize, you know. And we are also working closely with community groups to try and diversify their source of income, so moving into to lessen the impact on the natural resources. So we have community groups that are doing agroforestry and that kind of stuff. So it's not just conservation, but also working with the community to diversify their source of income.
Notwithstanding the resources that have been invested into TIDE's day-to-day operations, Executive Director Celia Mahong says that the organization still requires additional support.
We welcome visitors to our three protected areas. They can contact us through our website, or they can call us at 722-2274, and we can help to arrange visits to the protected areas. We do need ongoing support for the management of these areas. As you can tell, it's a huge area that's managed by a few people, and we do our best to protect what we have for current and future generations.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.